On the way to a dive, you don't really know what you're going to get, which is the really exciting part, but that also gives you a certain sense of fear. You know, you need to make sure you know where you're going, what you're doing, what the tides are, what the currents are. So there's lots to think about, and that sort of helps you feel in a sort of really heightened sense of anticipation and makes for a great dive. The very first time that I sort of fell under that spell of the sea was when we moved up to the northeast coast of England. These huge expansive tides, and you'd walk to the north end of the island, wait for the tides to come back in again, and seals would pop their heads up. And I just really remember that feeling of really wanting to find out more about their realm, wanting to see what they saw, wanting to see how they looked underwater. My sort of mission with my marine biology is to try and get people to see just what amazing marine wildlife we have around our coast and how much varied seascapes we've got. So I wanted to find a sort of a different way of filming underwater, something that I could rely on, because in the salty water, you don't want that on your camera kit. As soon as I'm in the water, I just feel incredibly calm and very peaceful and very sort of at home, really. And you have to sink down, obviously, down to the seabed, and suddenly you're faced with this lovely colour and diversity of life, and I see all my friends again. And the lovely thing about the Farne Islands is that you've got a colony of sort of 3,000 to 4,500 seals. So when I got in the water and wondered how close we might be able to get to them, it was amazing. Within the first few minutes, they were there. They were right there with us, and they were very inquisitive, and you're able to see them interact with one another. And it was a really, really special, magical moment. When I'm in the water, I think it's really important not to be too familiar. I don't want to touch or stroke the seals as much as it's really tempting and you really want to, and at times you just want to put your arms around them, but I won't. I'll hold myself back and keep my hands to my side and just enjoy the experience for what it is. In the water, you're almost in a little bit of a state of meditation, and it's not until you come out the water that suddenly you're just absolutely buzzing from the experience, and the excitement just really wells up inside. It's just amazing, absolutely lovely. Best snorkeling seal experience I've ever had, that's for sure. The whole idea of my project, my business, was to show people just how colourful our seas are, to take them rock pooling and just to give them a glimpse of an idea of what's in our waters. And once they've seen that, I think then they'll fall in love with it. And once they've fallen in love with it and got that emotional connection, that's when I believe they'll want to conserve it. And we can't do any conservation without people having that emotional connection.